Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi. Welcome back to my 100% blind playthrough of Donkey Kong Bananza, where in the last episode, and another episode, I didn't show this yet, but yes, I purchased the DLC. Off camera, of course. But, okay, real talk, that's not how we're actually going. So, in the previous episode, we were getting close to finishing this game. But then we discovered the hard truth that there's still a lot to do. And there's still the DLC to do. We're still sticking with our plan from earlier. We're gonna have to focus on getting the secret task set up. But the first thing we're gonna have to do is find just about everything in each of these other areas. But that's not what I'm dedicating my video to. In the previous video, and this is actually why I have this specific setup now, we left off. I denounced that Grumpy is a mean son of a gun, because apparently he wants... Oh yeah, let's just check, just to make sure. 120,000, yeah, he wants 120,000 for his next project, which, fact, is actually required to get a golden banana. But that's not what we're here for. Instead, we found out that there's this whole new area they call the boss rush. And we're gonna have to do that. Because otherwise, we can't get this game done because we won't have all the secret unlockables. Just to ensure your safety, I have 3 HP fruits, and I will be getting more in between each area, but otherwise, this is going to be pretty tricky. Yeah, so, you wonder why I'm worried. We're going to do Boss Rush and this gauntlet here all simultaneously, and they're all really tricky, because in this one, in particular, is really tough, because it's a bunch of battles, and if you lose even one of these battles, you're going to lose automatically, and you're going to have to try again. I think what I should do... So we have to basically defeat all of these enemies within 30 seconds again, like we did before, except... it's much tougher because there's a lot more, and it's also tedious. Don't worry, by the way, there's collectibles automatically. I found out a little bit later. If you finish a spot, you'll automatically collect a disc upon collecting it. What makes this tricky is not necessarily because it's hard, but mainly because of its punishing mechanics. If you lose even one of these battles, you have to start from the very scratch. And a lot of these are just puzzles or otherwise complicated. You can, of course, use all of your power-ups to your advantage, and we're probably going to have to. Otherwise, we're simply not going to win. If we fall down, we also lose. So we need to be cautious. Only just now noticed that our power-up is running out. This is probably the one energy. Alright. Okay, every time we finish a good amount of them, we get a few full of secrets as well. So we'll get some discs along the way. This is where basically most of our extra items will come from. There we go. Probably the most trickiest one is this one, because it's very easy to miss a battle and just kind of lose because of that. Especially since there's like so many of these little areas elsewhere. They also like to hide in between themselves, which makes it pretty tricky. Got it. It was tricky at first, but we got it. So yeah, it looks simple at first, but like if we lose one of these battles, I think we have to start from the beginning again. Some of these are really tricky battles too, like the Turf Surf ones. Kinda have to know what to expect. Whew. Okay. There is a checkpoint in between each where we can get the collectibles for finishing the fights. In this case, the bananas. So I guess there's checkpoints. Maybe there is like a checkpoint between every 4 fights. I don't know though. I feel like there isn't. But, all jokes aside, yeah, this is what we're going to be doing in this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because, this is probably the toughest challenge in the game. Besides the last challenge we saw before. Oh, we can, just grab this and throw that at him. That saves us a bit of time. Apparently this one missed somehow. Okay, not anymore. Thank goodness there's a full heal in between each battle. Some of these pretty much require us to have power-ups already, or else we're not going to be able to take them out. And yeah, we have Pauline's Diva disc right now. This is probably the toughest one so far. Of course, we have HP though, so we're fine. Well, now we have to fight this dude, which is a boss. So we have to fight Grumpy at the very end. Okay, well, at least we didn't die during this, which is good. Okay, because we waited so long to do this, most of these we kind of already know how to do, so they're pretty easy for the most part. The most tough part is if you lose, you have to start from the very beginning, but there is an abuse you can do to make that work. Yeah, that was the easiest one of all. And you just get handed these too, you don't really... Well, I'm joking. Obviously, you have to, like, win them yourself, but what I'm saying is, you don't need as much to get stuff out. So yeah, this is our reward we get for clearing Battle Rush. From here, a lot of the grind and bananas, unfortunately, is going to be delayed because it's going to come mostly from grinding. I do have an idea, at least, where to go for the other secrets, though. And there is one particular part I want to show off too, so whether or not that will be required for Innocent, it just seems like it's optional content, but even still, the fact that this game got so much optional content right away is pretty fascinating, to say the least. Alright, anyways, I'm actually gonna be staying at Boss Rattle for a bit, mainly because we need the discs. But, well, actually, I'm joking. We're not actually gonna do Boss Battle Rush. There's actually a different thing you can go to, at which point the disc will actually get collected automatically for you. And we waited so long to do that because with the Diva costume on for Pauline, we get extra discs added. We also found out that after the end, we'll eventually have to get up to 10k bananas. So we'll have to probably throw that as we do the stuff done. So to make sure that's not being confused, we need to actually make sure we have 2 items on in particular. For the first grind, we need mostly gold, but the second grind, we need Pauline to have the Diva disc, and DK must have the Bananium chip Bolo, because during this grind, we'll be getting lots of Bananium chips too, and they also automatically collect, and they're our only way of getting to max count. So if we want to, I'm pretty sure the Land of the Last Stars requires you to max out the count, which means buying out all the bananas. Since there's a lot to buy, yeah, that takes quite a while. I think on average you need to buy like 50 or 3, so it's kind of like Mario Odyssey all over again. But instead of buying the 99 total power moves, you buy the 100 power moves. And you can save a bit of time by getting all the main moves first and then buy other stuff. But other than that, this game has lots of similarities to Mario Odyssey, and now you know why. Alright, anyways, I just healed pretty briefly, but, yeah, we're now going to go to Boss Rush. Boss Rush has us fight pretty much all of the main boss battles again. And Cranky's right here for some reason. Thought you seen the last of me? You're come, babe, for what battles like this. Well, you better get serious. You won't find any first level foes here. This is a good old-fashioned boss rush. That means back-to-back boss fights. Ready, hop into that hole, then on like, oh well. Like all the stuff the other characters, we just other random side characters we actually beat our Millie instead here, which is cool. Thankfully, this time around, we're not limited by a timer, so it's only us having to survive the 5 battles. Okay, so we have to use Con to break him out, but we need to use Zebra to chase after him. But it's trickier, because we can't... Okay, we might have to grab something, actually, and throw it at him a couple of times. Yeah, okay, we have to throw something at him this time around. Before, we could just chase him down with Zebra, but things are different now. Our best bet, actually, now is Elephant, then. Probably should have punched him first. Honestly, this shows off that you can indeed throw stuff at him, and it's actually a faster way to do the battle, too. There we go. Perfect. We actually hit him multiple times, which is good. Alright. As you ought guess, Boss Rush is just the 5 battles, having boss battles that weren't necessarily the main battles. They all have to be beat back to back, basically. And if you lose during one of them, I believe you have to start again. But you also get healing in between each. It's nice. We will probably increase our max health to the net maximum of 10 for safety at the start. Okay, so you can't cheat this. It just teleports you out. Okay, this is a completely different battle arena. I just realized we don't even have to go the way the game wants us to. We could just kind of go around. What's probably the easiest way to do this is go here a couple of times, and then, yeah, you could just kind of skip that whole part. Remember when we used to have to actually climb on that? No, not anymore. Now we can just kind of skip this and go wherever the heck we want. Because, we have this. There's also a trick I keep forgetting to mention that you can do to make this even more busted. If you change the snake, double jump, and then use the ostrich, well, there's actually some skips you could do in the game. One of these actually allows you to just skip hitting the 99 door thing. You know that one dude before? I think it's in the level just before the planet core. That layer? Well, you can skip that 99 purchase by jumping up top and then just kind of flying casually, and the game allows it because, like, in the end you are using game mechanics to do something in an unintentional way, and yeah, you can just skip that whole part and all of a sudden you don't need to pay 99 money. Instead you only have to pay 7,000, which means you don't have to go as out of your way to collecting money. I am doing a speedrun route, but I'm also doing it glitchless right now, which means I am not allowing myself to use glitches like that. Either way, it's a cool feature. Anyways, that helped us out during that battle. Now we have the Buster Raid. So yeah, we're pretty much just facing the main battles. I'm not sure if we're gonna face Void yet or not. Each one has its own unique effect, though. Now the floor itself is water, which is really awkward, which means the lightning itself will probably make it harder. So we have to avoid this lightning as we go along. Right now, only the dude's attack sets allow us to actually get anything done. Good, good. Good. It was nice being able to defeat this dude in one single cycle this time. I'm having to chase him across the arena. Sinister Lustre was definitely pretty annoying the first time we fought him. Of course, in case you haven't noticed by now, with all our health and other stuff, these boss challenges are kind of boring, not gonna lie. They are actually probably the easiest part of the game. They're kind of like, Crash Bandicoot in a way, where the boss battles are actually easier than the main levels, and the main levels and navigation is what makes this game tough. Like that final level and all the other stuff definitely proved our point. Oh, I do not remember this dude. I think our best bet is elephant here, and just keep sucking up stuff. Now, I didn't want to get gold just now, I just want to throw this up. Okay, this gets slowly more harder to deal with as there's more enemies in there. I see why my thing wasn't working. Oh, now we could actually punch the thing. I know you're supposed to just grab those from the outsides of the map, but nothing's stopping me from just grabbing it right away. You could only hit him like once. There we go. It's a bit tricky to hit this sauce. So he's only really tough because he's annoying, because he can only be hit during that specific phase. He's down on the ground, otherwise you can't hit him at all. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, elephant's the cleared power-up of choice here. Otherwise we can't hit him more easily. We can hit him more easily this way. Is he always gonna jump first? Yeah. Now we want to throw it on him, breath spin. Oh, he faked us out, I see. He's gonna jump twice now. If you move those enemies, I think he just stuns more. We do have to at least take out some enemies. Oh, our elephant's gone. Gotta put that back up. Oh, now there's all sorts of stuff falling around. He usually never gets this way because he's usually already by now. Oh yeah, this just got complicated because there's some... Almost got him. But it's so tricky. I hate when he just moves like that immediately. Okay, this was the trickiest boss, but only because he was so annoying and lasted forever. Much tougher in his other version, where we had a lot more room, I think. So they basically just add a fight to us to make it extra tough. Surprisingly, no full deaths yet. We might still get this deathless, after all. Our extra health only works for the first couple of battles, though. It's a bit tricky, to say the least. Okay. Oh, now it ends with, Frankie, I think. But you get gold to throw at him, too. And I think you need to. This is... Oh, no, wait. This isn't Cranky. This is Stomp Rapper. Yeah, Cranky or Grumpy, rather. I keep getting Cranky and Grumpy mixed up. I thought this was Grumpy Con for a second. The two bosses actually kind of look a little bit similar, though. Not gonna lie. Okay, still going. Now he's all spiked up. So we pretty much can only defeat him with gold stuff right now. The easiest way to get that to appear is to either go from the bottom or wait until he stops the area we need. I didn't even do anything. Yeah, that makes sense. Use Ostrich there to not have to throw gold at him. Normally, it'd probably just throw gold a whole bunch, but yeah, we have Ostrich, so we could just blow him up. Ostrich is probably the trick there, but I wanted to do that somewhat fairly. Yeah, as you might have guessed, that's the easier of the two battles. Not really hard at all. I could, like, feed you, like, so many bananas from this. That's 5 already just from this alone. And there'll be more whenever we get the bonus setup done. That's why our bananas count was running off, if you're wondering now. Okay, I'll just do Jumpy. The only other thing left now is to acquire all the skills, get all the other stuff, and collect other items. Our total needs to be like 1,000 also by a certain point. I think our total ends naturally at 1,000. So to get 1,000, I think we have to like be playing everything. But there you go. That's all that done. But that's not going to be the last we see of it, because there are 2 ways to grind both vanadium chips and discs, and we have to get all of the discs collected at some point to 100% the game. Okay, that is not what I wanted. What I wanted was a different one. But yeah, it's good. We don't have to do checks anymore. And for Hokins, we could just keep taking out stuff. I'm just gonna start that. I don't want you guys to yeah. Okay, well, we still need to buy stuff things. So let's check here first. Okay, there's nothing here. Alright, now let's just buy the chip stays. Oh, I just realized something also. If you choose something else, yeah, you could just, if you get bored, you could just trade a disc for just 100. That is a thing you can do for some reason. If you're really that bored of collecting stuff. Okay, so, well, now we're down to just 2 left in the whole game. Of our gems as a total, we're now 77 out of 77. But if we look at our actual total on our save file now, we forgot to do the G again, but I don't really care. I guess I could just start here, and that would be weird. Now at 946, we're actually fairly close already. The game already gave us a good amount of bananas. And keep in mind, some of these are 777 stuff. They don't count the multi-covered bananas into the total, so you actually have more like 880 to 890 almost. Even more, I think, than the power moons actually right now. Because I know we've only bought a handful of these, and yet we've gotten quite a bit already. So I think we don't have to trade as much. So at the very least, Nintendo did get something right. They don't make you trade as much. Though they still make you trade a lot. So anyways, the next loop is going to be the grind loop. Though, if you see what I'm about to show you guys, you'll see that this loop's not actually that half bad at all. In fact, it's actually one of the easier loops in the game. The tricky part I'm doing is actually right now. Keep in mind, obviously, this playthrough's far from done. We still have to check out the DLC and whatnot. There'll probably be a full video dedicated to each of those. Or probably, depending on how short it is, I might just include the DLC with playthrough for a bit, and then not record any videos for a bit, because I'm already pretty far ahead, as it is. But if we don't finish this playthrough, then we might keep doing that. But anyways, we're gonna remove our discs right now, just so we get an idea of where we're at. This is a lot of trading, but to be fair, I believe getting to the maximum % gives you a star. I've not been made aware of it yet, but I'll probably check it eventually. That one of the stars is probably from that. And it's not like it matters. We're gonna have to get the other stuff done anyway. So, I figured why not buy this now? Maybe split this up between the different stages. I just realized vanadium gems are made out of vanadium chips. You can kind of see them briefly whenever you get a vanadium gem, which is nice. Alright. Okay. So, assuming our route's still going the normal way, we'll get this next, and then we can finish off with this, which is gonna be very expensive, and probably not worth it, which is also why we saved it for last, because for have the other skills, then have more juice to worry about. If anything, getting those early would have made the final boss easier, but we were able to get through with just 2, which was alright. Okay. That's done. Yeah, alright. Now I'm gonna show you the strategy on how we actually collect stuff. So the first strategy is to do basically a bunch of battles again. And go for the first 4 normally until you get to the part where there's discs, and then you can just basically go and do something else. I don't think you actually get the disc collected automatically in this, so we do need to be quick. But yeah, if they were to drop discs, they would automatically be added. So your idea is to just play through these missions as fast as you can. That's an easy one. Oh, that was cool. Well, we just did that. Okay, I find that kind of trolly that this goes farther down the bottom than expected. This is a tedious one to do, definitely. Alright, so once we get to this part, this is the part where you'll do the reset strategy. Of course, we have fault spells, so we can't really do that easily. So you pretty much have 1 of 2 strategies to do. You can either try and clear as many enemies, then lose on purpose, and then collect whatever disc you can find as you go. Or clear that zone, and then what you'll do instead is, I'm just going to show you now. We're just gonna stand here and do absolutely nothing. Yeah. The only reason I'm doing this is because killing ourselves right now would take too long. We have too many apple juices. You can make this a bit faster at the cost of gold, but right now we still kind of need gold, you know, the 120,000. So instead what we're going to do is, yeah, we're just going to casually let the timer run out. Feels a little weird to do, especially after we've won these, but this will help us show that this is what happens when you fail. We should, theoretically, now start back from the very beginning. Or, if it's chip pointed again, we'll start from the second part. But anyways, now you just go back into here a second time. But as you can see, yeah, now we're back to the beginning. So, like I said, this is definitely the more nerve-wracking of the two. If you lose even one of these battles, you have to go back to the beginning. But we can use that to our advantage because it lets us get more discs faster. Because the best battle for discs you saw right there is at kind of near the midpoint of the game. So you pretty much just want to go for that battle, hoping for discs and other collectibles along the way. If you don't happen to win that, then you'll just... go. If you take any damage, don't worry, there's health really right near each spot that you can use to heal. I do believe if you were to fail on boss rush as well, that would also reset to the start. But otherwise, yeah, we're pretty much just constantly getting to the big part where there's all these enemies here, and you're just gonna punch around wildly, kill as many as you can in the first half, then see where all the discs are. Once you find those, you just want to kind of use your spread to collect all this, and oh yeah, you probably want to use this to collect all the bananium chips too, since I'm not sure if they auto-collect in between each area. But as you can see, just doing that, we got already a bunch of chips. Take them out, so that we hopefully collect stuff. Okay, yeah, see, we collected stuff. And then if you're getting really bored, instead, you can just pause and start over. That's actually the other way you could do it. That was just one route. The faster route is to probably just keep selecting start over instead. And by doing that loop over and over again, you get not only a bunch of vanadium chips, but also a decent amount of gold and a bunch, just a frick ton of discs. Like, we went from 80 to 93 immediately, but there's actually an even faster method, which is way, way, way faster. But anyways, just getting this loop done. Yeah, we already got 3 more bananas added to our total. Just like that. But there's a much more efficient way to do all of this. And there's also a unique strategy for just gold. And we're going to try and finish that off first so we can have all the bananas done. And then we can focus exclusively on this from here. And yes, in case you haven't noticed, I don't like cutting out stuff, so I will be showing mostly the full grind. Thankfully, they made it a lot faster, and the repeated method I'm about to show you will be much faster, trust me. I think you need to usually use it can be a bit tricky low-key at first, but usually it's not that bad. Alright, so for our actual good method, we don't actually want to be here. This is the other route you can use instead. The fastest route, actually, that's the easiest to do, according to many, is to actually head all the way back to a really early layer. Oh, hang on. We never hit him before. Apparently we never hit him before for some reason here. I have some dress shoes. The wicked brainwashed my husband is back. Oh, there's still this. Some staking a claim on DK Island. Oh, this is the DLC event. Oh, I see. DK Island is your home, I say. I suppose that makes sense. I could carry you both there if you so desire. I see. So now we could just carry ourselves to DK Island now. I see. So that gets... So that was the DLC thing we missed. Of course, that's not where we want to go right now. We're doing that later. Instead, we're going to go to Canyon Layer. And for the second part, I remembered we have to go to the Racing Layer for that. So we'll have to do both of those eventually. But first, we need to do the... At least activate the secret grind. At least go towards where it is. Basically, it's the form of a battle arena that we have to do. To make it easier to find, we need to go for found bananas, which will also show up all the icons, and you can even see what the battles have to offer. So right there, that has 2 Stompins, that one has 5 Stomplides, that one has 5 Sealides. That's not the best one, though. The best one is right here. The Sealides. You might have noticed it's just below us. So this is the one we're gonna do. We're gonna basically just dig a little bit down, and yeah, we'll find this battle pretty quickly, and we don't even really need power-ups. In fact, they're kind of a waste here due to the transformation animation. So for this one, really all you're gonna do is charge forward and hit all 3 of these, and as fast as you can. Get as many discs as you think you can collect. Wait a bit for that to collect automatically. Then you're gonna start over this and just keep looping this over and over again. And this is how you get discs pretty easily. The reason why this is faster, because if you know what to do, you can do this in about 10 seconds. Not even less if you're lucky enough. And hit multiple enemies. And of course, you can also get discs too. The problem is they can be quite tedious to get at first. But yeah, you just keep starting over afterwards, and yeah, you can just keep doing this over and over again. And this is how you farm chips, basically. And with vanadium chips... And we use the roll while doing this, because it's the fastest way of moving in the game with normal Donkey Kong. And yeah, you can also get a little bit of gold while doing this as well, albeit a little bit on the slower side. But this is mainly useful because we can get all the disc collections we need. We must have gotten really unlucky because we did not get a single disc despite having the drop rate doubled. Okay, I'm guessing if a disc appears, we have to collect it manually, but at very least the chips will be added to our shuttle. Pauline will tell you when there is a disc, though. Okay, that time it actually... maybe we got a repeat... We must have gotten a repeat disc. There is a chance we can get a repeat disc, apparently, so maybe the chips could be useful for that. So I guess we might have to do more than expected. So I might focus on this first for a while. But yeah, this is basically all you do. Do this version you can do in about, like, 10 minutes. And then you can just, like, instantly go through that pretty fast. Like I said, this is pretty quick. You can kind of just do this in a matter of minutes, and it's quite funny. If not pretty quick. It's not what I'm necessarily going to be focusing on, but it's something you can do. And by the way, the money included there is just gold. It doesn't count anything else. If you need the gold, you'll probably want to wait a bit, though. Where is he? There he is. So yeah, you could very much do this in like... You can do like almost 5 of these per minute. Had it not been for the loading times, but they're also pretty fast, so they're pretty easy. I think that was another repeat disc. You might notice that, yes, discs are popping up, so they do indeed get added to your total here. Otherwise, though, it can be kind of random. Okay, now we're getting some more. I'm doing this the safe way, because, again, I don't know whether or not they collect, but yeah. Anyways, Diva, Bananium Chip, well, those are the ones you want. As long as you have those, you'll be able to get stuff pretty fast. I think the other battle took like a couple of minutes, and you could certainly do that battle too, but it doesn't necessarily give you as much chances as Dix, let alone the Bananium Chips, which is what you're mainly after. But this one is really fast and easily, and you can get this done so early in the game that, yeah. Whenever you get access to this, as long as you have Bananium Chip Bolo even, you can just kind of get this done really fast. This becomes very overpowered too, because there is a... I did figure out a bit more. People probably will ask me, what does the amiibo do for this game? Well, it actually automatically unlocks a couple of random item setups, but mainly it unlocks the rarest outfit for free, basically. The Diva outfit we spent a lot of time getting, well, we get that automatically as part of just doing this grind. Like, we just automatically get this as part of doing the grind for this particular secret. And once we're done with this, we don't even need this, so we can also exchange this for gold instead, and get that done pretty fast. And yeah, so yeah, we just collect this so quickly using this, and we'll pretty much get to the end pretty soon. By the end, I think the only ones that are left now will probably be like DLC ones, which might require us to go back a bit, but so they're pretty good. So yeah, pretty fast strategy though. But yeah, the meal is kind of overpowered in this game, because if you get it for 100%, you get records basically dropping much earlier on in the game. Pretty much when you start, you can already do this grind, and it lets you just immediately skip everything. It saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of time, and it's really incredibly fast. Sorry if I'm talking a little weird, but like, honestly, they definitely improved that. Before, with the Mario Odyssey grind, you'd be spending at least an hour or two more minimum just grinding coins. Which the loop for it was just basically go on this dinosaur bonus level, destroy a bunch of terrain, get a bunch of hand, then leave. Then come back into it and do the same thing all over again until you get everything done. To die, that's okay. You lose a bit of coins, but the bar still resets. So yeah, that works pretty well. And yeah, that's what you do, basically. Hope you guys don't get bored of this, because they are going to be doing this a lot. If you're worried about collecting a disc also, you could just use your hands app to collect them almost immediately if you have the hands and our ability. Just use that once and you'll probably collect them most of the time. Sometimes they can go into weird spots though. Maybe you will dodge Strix. Nope. Worth a shot. Alright, well, I'm not going to spend all my time on this grind, because I actually want to do the gold grind first to ensure I actually, like, finish up the main game. So, our next focus will be, actually finishing the main part before we actually do the grind stuff. So, now you kind of know what we're dealing with, though. At the very least, though, we got through this pretty fast. And we're at, yeah, we only need, like, 50 plus bananas bought now. Which is actually a lot lesser than you'd think. And so, yeah. Keep in mind, I might not actually do all of this right away. I might actually skip some of this, but I want to do at least one full video to kind of show what it's like. Otherwise, though, yeah, I'm going to double save like I did before. And we're going to call it quits here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we focus on getting the last of the golden bananas on the main area before we might end up just jumping into this dumb DLC stuff at the end if we have enough time. But of course, to get that done, we have to do the gold grind version instead. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.